Hello Aries, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for May the 12th to the 19th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out what it is that's working for you at this time. And of course we're seeing how it is likely going to play out, okay? So for your first message out, you have got the Kundalini rising, and it says to ignite your passion for life. You're dissolving personal patterns that are no longer needed, and assess your coping mechanisms during your times of stress. Okay, so observe your moments of stress and what coping mechanisms you're currently using to help you out with that, right? Are they beneficial, or are they outdated coping mechanisms that are needing some sort of adjustments here? Okay, that's likely going to be it. Any personal patterns that you developed when you were in the mode of, like when you were in survival mode, those patterns are now outdated. Okay, so it's asking for you to rewrite how you now do things. Okay. Now, again, I don't want anyone feeling like I am attacking you, okay, because I am not attacking you. This is literally saying you've been in survival mode for so long that that has become a habit. It is now time to break that habit, because you're coming out of survival mode and you're entering into thriving. And to give yourself the best chance possible at success, the old patterns that you developed while you were in this survival mode are no longer going to apply. Okay, so you cannot take old ways of doing things into a brand new lifestyle. It's just not going to work. Okay, if you do that, then you'll find that you constantly feel like you're not getting anywhere. Okay, it will feel like there is a lot of friction all of the time, and I mean, you know how it goes. Okay, so if you feel at the moment that there is an energetic block that's going on, that's where your bottleneck is going to be coming in from. Okay, because you might be trying to employ old survival tactics into a new timeline, if you will. Okay, so that's what they're saying here with this. Ignite your passion for light. You're coming out of survival and moving into thriving. Yeah, false gods. False gods. Putting others on a pedestal. In what areas have you been putting other people on a pedestal? False god hiding within the self. So your true nature is wanting to come to the forefront. Okay. When they say the false god, the false god hiding within the self, that's the facade that we all put on to a certain extent. Now the real you, the real version of you, is wanting to come through front and center. Okay. Darkness is the absence of light, and ego is the absence of awareness. Okay, now there might even be a message here for some about an about an ego death. I'm really struggling with my throat today. I do apologize. Yeah, there could be a bit of an ego death here that's going on for some. Obviously not for everyone, okay? And again, that is a whole process that is going to take time, and it is going to take patience, and definitely understanding and awareness, right? Now, it could also indicate to me, Aries, that maybe this week you might find yourself in a situation where you're having to deal with a particularly difficult individual who is maybe very egotistical, okay? again, you would have met plenty of them in your lifetime. Their lack of awareness could well be making things very, very difficult for you at this time. And again, both of those things can be true at the same time as well. Okay, like you could be dealing with this difficult person at the same time as you trying to no longer take old survival tactics into your new timeline, right? You might find yourself dealing with difficult people in a much different manner these days, because of your own growth, okay, because of your own awareness. And you know what? That ego death, it is a gift. It really is a gift. It doesn't feel like a gift when you're going through it. Absolutely not. But what you're left with at the end, that's the gift. Because it's the awareness. Okay? It creates a very specific mindset within a person where they can start to see everything, that they can see why people do certain things. They can start to predict human behavior, and they can do all of that while remaining disconnected from all of the drama and the chaos. Yeah, that's the gift that you end up with. Anyway, let's take a deeper dive into this reading. I do apologize, we've got loud traffic going on. Right, was this Kundalini rising with false god for Aries, please? Okay, someone's dealing with a Pisces, someone is dealing with a Capricorn, someone else is dealing with an Aquarius. There's a channeled message coming through. Difficulties, trouble. Okay, so Aries, they're saying do not get involved with the drama that's headed your way. Okay, I don't know exactly what kind of drama is headed your way though, right? Because remembering, I'm not a psychic, okay? I'm an intuitive. I can feel out the energy that's going on. I can feel the messages that are coming through for you, right? I can only give you what I got. I can't even remember the zodiacs that I called out for you. I know one of them was Capricorn, one of them was an Aquarius. Was it Pisces? Okay. There's someone of one of those signs around you, Aries. And I'm feeling that there's 4 people involved. There's 3 or 4 people involved with that dramatized situation. Your message, Aries, is you're far too good to be dealing with that kind of bullshit. Okay, your message is not to degrade yourself down to that level. Okay. Yeah, the sun, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Joy, growth, optimism, positivity, right? You're on a new level. You're on a completely different level. There is a reason to celebrate that's coming up for you as well, Aries. I love how I said that before the card came out. Lord of Victory, celebration, joy, achievements, positive attention. Again, the accolades, okay? So it ain't all bad, all right, Aries. You will be very, very pleased to hear. I was literally about to say, I feel like there is going to be a reason to celebrate that's coming up very soon for you guys this week. And it could be that maybe you've passed a test or an exam or something like that, okay? It's one of those good news events that changes the current trajectory of your life, okay, Aries? So if you had felt that, you know, things were maybe a little bit hopeless or anything like that, you have valid reasons to remain hopeful, okay, for example. So yeah, definitely a very good reason to celebrate that's coming up for you. I am understanding this as you're going to be very, very proud of yourself. Not in an egotistical way, right? Not that kind of pride. You're going to be very proud of your achievements this week, okay? And I feel as well, likely celebrating those proud achievements with certain people that you love, okay? Your nearest and dearest. Celestial Gatekeeper, timing is critical for why this is happening. It says for you to clear your focus, transporting spiritual communication. That's interesting. You're transporting spiritual communication. So spiritual communication is moving from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, right? Conduit energy, anything like that. You might be a spiritual conduit. Okay, again, just take it as it resonates. Either way, your timing is going to be absolutely critical to your success. Now, I feel like you've already been smart, okay? I feel like you've already lined up your metaphorical ducks, if you will, and now you're just popping them one by one by one. Okay. Not missing a beat. You've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse with the Five of Swords in the upright position. That indicates a missed chance in the past. And then you've got all of these cards that have come out as scattered energy. Okay, Death, Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Eight of Pentacles. And all of these are off balance. They might... Okay, why is this happening? Something to do with a job opportunity here, along the lines of that, or an opportunity to study or for like a higher learning, anything like that. It might have been missed, okay? There's a chance for you to revisit that, but in a much better way, okay? Because this energy here is saying that apparently the way that you were going about doing something, it wasn't necessarily the best way. It feels like it was a very complicated situation or a very complicated plan, okay? You simplified everything basically, and that is now why you're starting to see the results here that you're experiencing in your lived experience, okay? So it's not so much about manifesting, because you've already manifested something. Now it's about making it work for you. So you've changed up your approach, basically. Now, the first thing that I noticed about these two cards here, your Ace of Pentacles reversed and your Five of Swords, is my initial gut reaction to that was that there is another person's involvement somewhere along the lines that might well have cost you a job offer, a job position, or like an offer on a house or anything like that, okay? Anything to do with material and personal wealth and material and personal abundance, with this Queen of Pentacles coming out squiffy. That might have been an Aquarius, a Capricorn, a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be, of course, but it's that there is interference here that is going on with this energy. And I feel also that you might well have gone low contact with someone here because of their interfering ways, okay? Now, that interference is not necessarily going to be direct interference. It could have been shitty advice, right? Or an idea that went wrong, but an idea that that didn't stem from you, okay? Someone else's plan or someone else's idea, something like that. But as soon as you changed up your approach to doing things your way, and in a way that is much more in alignment, Okay, that's when you're really seeing a noticeable difference. Okay, so there has been a bit of a mistake here that's gone on with this energy. That's why you've got this reversal and all of these scattered energies. Okay, everything here screams to me there's been a mistake, right? You're doing everything in your power right now, though, to correct it. That's why you're coming out as the celestial gatekeeper for why this is happening. Because you are in a bit of a way, you are now gatekeeping. Okay, you're gatekeeping your life, not other people's, which is usually the way that the word gatekeeping is used. Okay. Gatekeeping is normally used in the context of stopping other people from doing things. I feel that you're gatekeeping your own life. And like I said, that's where you're seeing a marked difference. Okay. Blind spot, eternal union, new love is forming, strengthen your relationships, soul tribe, actively listening to others, right? Now, with this being in your blind spot, Aries, I feel that this is to do with a new love that wants to come in for you. And I strongly suspect that whoever this is, they're going to be making themselves more than obvious as to who they are and what their intentions are towards you at some point this week. Okay. So if there have been any confusions surrounding a specific other individual that you have been thinking of, then that confusion is going to be cleared up this week, okay, Aries? I definitely feel, for the vast majority of you, that this is a new love, a new connection coming in. Now, for those where you're already connected to someone special, then this is saying that that connection is strengthening this week. With it being in your blind spot, you might not be expecting it because maybe things had been rocky there for a hot minute. Okay. Everything to do with relationships is being resolved this week, Aries. Okay, so can you tell us more? Judgment, the moon, and the Two of Wands. Right, interesting. So I'm going to have to clarify that Two of Wands, because that's coming out as someone is choosing differently, but it's happening in a very unexpected way, because again, we're still looking at your blind spot energy. Okay. The moon, yes, someone is keeping secrets from you, Aries, but the type of secret that they're keeping is that this is someone who is massively, massively in love with you. Okay. What's this Two of Wands for Aries blind spot? The Eight of Pentacles. And interesting how it's landed, it's touching that other Eight of Pentacles that is also off balance. Okay, this might be a person that you met in the professional world. Okay, this might be someone that you met at work, you were a client for them, or they're your client, something like that. Okay, work and how you earn your living is a part of that connection. It's also what is driving that decision, the devil. Yeah, that's an obsession. Okay, can you tell us more about that devil? And bear in mind, obsessions are not healthy at all. Okay. In any context. The Knight of Wands off balance, yeah. That is a sexual obsession. I feel, Aries, you could be working with someone, and again, if you're retired, that's fair enough. You could be actively working on a project with this person, and they're having sexual fantasies about you here, and it's in your blind spot. Okay, it's like you're supposed to be with this person in a professional capacity, but they are unable to keep it within the professional context. It's that Eight of Pentacles there that's come out twice off balance for me that's doing it. Okay. And of course, the moon, right? Secrets. That this is a secret admirer that's coming out of this reading. And I feel that they are choosing now to no longer be subtle. Okay, Aries, so however you feel about that is entirely personal for you. My job is literally just give you the messages that are coming out of the reading. Okay. What's working for you at this time? Love and light and act with care, respecting others' free will. Everyone heals in their own time and you cannot save everyone. Okay, so the thing is, Aries, if you have any sort of ambitions here about how you're going to be the one that helps everybody, obviously you're not going to be able to. You can only help those who are willing and able to help themselves in the first place. Everyone has got different ways of doing things, different ways of handling things, okay? And I feel here with this comment about how you can't save everyone, honestly, if you are running the risk of accidentally offending anyone because you've reinforced your boundaries, then you shouldn't feel bad for that, okay? And you shouldn't feel guilty for that at all. Everyone has to respect everyone else's free will, right? So you obviously have to respect someone else's free will. They have to do the same. They have to respect your free will. So this is indicating that in any situations that I suspect might well happen this week, especially if you're not at all interested in this secret admirer, right? You're going to have to set the record straight with them and make sure that, you know, message clear, like stay away from me because I'm not interested in you. They have to respect that. If they disrespect that, then you're going to have to take action, okay? But again, like if this is someone that you also are interested in, then you're in the clear because you know that they've not done anything to make you feel a certain way towards them, and vice versa. You've not done anything to make them feel a certain way towards you. You know how people do like love spells and shit? That's what I'm getting at, okay? Never, ever, ever do love spells of any type towards like directed towards a specific person, like ever, because that goes directly against a person's free will, which not many people recognize, okay? So that's the reason why I mentioned that, okay? Respecting others' free will. So just understand that there has not been any sort of like love spells or any of that sort of thing here that's gone on, okay? Like this is someone who genuinely has fallen for you in a very big way, and vice versa. You have genuinely fallen for them in a very big way, if it resonates the other way as well. I feel like the feelings are mutual though. Okay, to a large extent, for a lot of you, the feelings are mutual. Now, if this person, because again, you cannot save everyone, if this person is pulling up red flags for you in the way of they're doing things that are reminiscent of, watch this, learned helplessness, then you're not going to be able to help them out, okay? Because that's, just be careful of anything like that being weaponized against you because of your good nature, okay? So, act with care. Can you tell us more for Aries, please? For act with care. What is this love and light? Interesting. So the deck has gone really, really quiet, which tells me it tells me mostly that you're kind of hoping that something's just going to blow over, right? And it might well do. It might well do. You've got this Nine of Wands that's come out as scattered energy. Okay, that's the orientation that it came out in. It's a message about your boundaries, of course. So your energy is speaking on your behalf without you really needing to say much at this time. Okay, so yeah, you were kind of right that a certain situation will eventually blow over. It certainly is looking that likely. For everything else though, this is you persevering. Okay, even in the face of uncertainty with that Two of Swords, you're still persevering. Nine of Pentacles. That's a very self-contained energy, that one, with the Nine of Pentacles. Now, what's working for you, Aries, is you really making it crystal clear to others, or a certain specific other at this time, that your space is sacred. Okay? And anything that, like, that combination is you laying the ground rules. Okay? Like, literally. And doing it in a loving manner, because we're still clarifying this love energy. Okay? Virtual fog for how this is likely going to play out. It says energy pollution is causing confusion and disconnection from self. Okay? So, if this has been reading in the direction of your thoughts, time, and energy has been consumed by another person, Aries, if it isn't dealt with, if you don't put ground rules in place, right, then you'll end up in this virtual fog, energy pollution, further confusion. Okay? You need to put the ground rules in right now, for whatever situation that this is in reference to for you. Okay? Let's find out more. Can you tell us more about this? Thank you. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. That's kind of cute, actually, because Spirit's reminding you that it isn't set in stone. Okay, so it's not saying, oh, it doesn't matter what you do from this point onwards, Aries, you're going to end up in that virtual fog, so fuck you. Right? That's not what they're saying. They're saying you can change this. Right? The trajectory that you're currently on at the moment, with you not yet having put in certain ground rules with certain people, is sending you off on that trajectory of being within that virtual fog, right? You can change it. Remember, tarot is an energy check. Okay, you're not bound to the end result that comes out of tarot. Okay, we do tarot because we want to see what we can change and what those changes are going to look like. Okay, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune with the star. So healing, recovery, self-empowerment, all of that is more than possible. Okay, Wheel of Fortune with the star. Positivity, healing, inner clarity, hope, renewal, life cycles, positive life cycles. That combination is a new timeline, right? And bear in mind, we started off your reading with you potentially taking old habits that you learned while you were in survival mode for so long into your new timeline. Don't do that. You'll end up in the virtual fog. Okay? This is completely within your power. This is completely within your control here, Aries. Okay? Can you tell us more here for this Wheel of Fortune and the star for Aries, please? The Seven of Wands. Now, interestingly enough, Aries, there's going to be a bit of backlash from others, yeah, because of the Ace of Wands. Because you're moving onwards and upwards here with something new or with someone new with this Ace of Wands. Why is that camera not focusing? Oh boy. I don't know what's going on with that camera. That's a bit crap, isn't it? But yeah, there's going to be some kickback. Hey, focus. Lazy camera. It's gone out of focus again. Oh boy. Okay. Kickback is coming from what looks to me like dun 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 an ex or an ex-business partner. Okay, an ex-friend. It's basically somebody that you're booting out of your life or have recently booted out of your life. There's kickback coming in from them. I wouldn't worry so much about that, Aries. I wouldn't. So that might well be the egotistical energy that came out of your reading before with the false gods message. Because I was looking at that card and I'm feeling like, I don't think that's Aries though. I don't. I really, really don't. I feel that is someone taking an attitude towards Aries. Right? Looks like that was correct. Because how it's likely going to play out. You got someone here with a bit of an attitude problem. Aries might be a water sign, but it doesn't have to be. Who is basically having a bit of a hissy fit. What are they having a hissy fit against? Against you daring to do something new, daring to do something different, daring to put the rules in place with them. Okay, daring to move on to something new here. Do you know what I mean? Listen, you're always going to get them in every walk of life. You're always going to get them somewhere. Right, let's get you a healing message. Have a healing message for Aries, please. I might need to clean the lens of that camera in a minute. See if that makes a difference. I know that one of these cameras was a refurb one. I just can't remember which one. Oh dear, that's just the last thing that we need right now, Aries, is one of the cameras going on the blink. Okay, a willing release, a powerful move. Ooh, you got quite a lot. The power of purpose, close encounters, and roots of abundance. Okay, right, power of purpose. Let's do this one as the full healing message. I'll leave that one there. We'll do these ones intuitively. So you've got 49, 15, 10, 2, and 18. 18 reduces into a 9. We don't reduce a 10 because that's a master number. 15 is a 6. That one would be a 4. So 49 reduced into a 4. Right. Okay, willing release and a powerful move. The willing release is your powerful move, right? There is no question, Aries, that you are making life-changing moves. Life-changing. The power move is you're releasing someone. They clearly have issue with that, okay? You're sticking to it, though. You are sticking to it. You're sticking to your decision. You're no longer allowing your energy to be drained by whoever that is. Okay? Close encounters. And there's literally a butterfly in a cage. And then the other one is outside the cage. So I feel that this is a powerful metaphor for you and another individual who have grown closer and closer to each other. There's a soul connection there that you share with that special other person. And the way that they live has really demonstrated to you that it can be done. Or vice versa. The way that you live might well have demonstrated to them that this is how it can be done. living life to the fullest, right? So again, take it as it resonates. But that is usually someone influencing another individual in a very positive way. And it literally changes up everything. Okay. And then the roots of abundance. So your roots go very, very deep, Aries. Also, with you being an Aries, you can take root and grow wherever. Okay, you're a lot like the ivy plant in that way. You can grow wherever, take over almost to a certain extent, in new environments as well. It's like you have this ability to thrive wherever, right? Roots of abundance, also that can indicate abundance coming in for you, Aries, and it's long lasting as well. So it's not a fleeting abundance, but a long lasting abundance. Right, let's get you the full healing message for this next one. 18, the power of purpose. Okay, so this one says individuation, seeing your unique place in the world, a clear sense of authentic purpose, a healthy self-esteem, letting go of conditioning and celebrating your uniqueness. You be you. There comes a time when you realize that you're destined for something that is yours and yours alone. The catalyst might be an experience with a special person, or a path that you chose, or something that you feel called to do. You'll discover that it's not necessarily what you thought it would be, and it has nothing to do with what everyone else wants or seems to want. An uncanny conviction takes hold from somewhere deep and true. You feel a sense of power arising from a true sense of self, accompanied by a need for action, a commitment to explore something, or a purposeful choice. Right now, you're invited to step into a new empowered sense of authentic purpose, balanced by a healthy dose of self-esteem. You're called to release your old conditioning. There is no need to be self-conscious or to act a certain way to please others, which can sometimes take you in a direction that you don't want to go anyway. The discipline and will to evolve are yours by nature. This process doesn't have to be a struggle. You cannot fail if you immerse yourself fully in what is in front of you now. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You never have to seek your purpose or wonder what it is. Just keep removing the blocks to your essential self, and your purpose will find you. It is that easy. And what a wonderful thing to know. Yeah. So your readings come full circle, basically, Aries. It's come full circle. Okay. Literally, where it's saying about your sense of self and all the rest of it. If you remember your first card, you're getting rid of the old tactics. Your old tactics once benefited you, once served you very, very well, but you're no longer in that place anymore. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at some wonderful words of wisdom from the TUES Tarot, just for a little bit of light-hearted fun at the end of your reading, okay? It says, something isn't fair, accept it, change it, or walk the fuck away. Happy fucking times are coming soon, and it's divine timing, you silly fucker. Yeah, so we can't play around with divine timing. But yeah, that is what I have for you today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that should be in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.